Lose a draw. If you take a L, get the F off my block. Cowboys win. We watch yours. Pull up the shots. Really can't help it, got a star status. Even got it tatted on my arm. Yes, we be 5-3 strong. Left a little room cause it's quest for the Sids. Starboy really reppin' this shit. Reppin' this shit. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin'.
What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today. What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy.
Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud till there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud till there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L, reppin' that star, I do it so well. It's Puma on the toes, but the stars on the clothes. I'm Starboy, fresh at the DF Dub. Yeah, I'm a hard hitter. Don't stare to fit, it'll ego hit you. What is you saying, man? Look at the swag. Please do forgive the brag. I'ma pull up later in the Cowboy Jag. Don't you slip on the drip, I'm flossing the sauce. Go so hard for the star. Yeah, that be win, lose, or draw. If you take a L, get the F off my block. Cowboys win. We watch yours. Pull up the shots. Really can't help it, got a star status. Even got it tatted on my arm. Yes, we be 5-3 strong. Left a little room cause it's quest for the Sids. Starboy really reppin' this shit. Reppin' this shit. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me.
Yeah, tell me who the #1 fan. Yeah, Mr. Westside, I'm the man. Dallas Cowboys from my head to the toes. They better recognize who the fuck I am. Damn, haters run their mouth like a bitch when they team ain't shit and my team stay lit. Yeah, I'm about to rep this shit to the day I die in an all blue casket. If you wanna get with a club with love, tell Star Status Westside sent ya. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Emmett Smith is our main. Game time, prime time, all the time. Your team ain't never on TV like mine. That's because we different. We America's team and we run this. Like Zeke runs circles right at defense. Jerry Jones, that's nonsense. Let the coaches coach. And I'll have a smoke. And I know y'all wanna toast to that.
Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. Reppin' that star, I do it so well. DC, that B4L.
What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today.
Thank you for watching West Coast. This is Antoine Woods.
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, man, and we alive in the building, man. How y'all doing? I know my boy producer G is like, West Coast, why do you have a countdown clock if you're not gonna use it? I know the countdown said we still had about 2 more minutes left before I was supposed to go, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little it's not that I'm excited, but I got a lot in my mind today, man. I woke up about 8 o'clock this morning. I've been monitoring everything. I know a lot of people been wondering, like, well, West Coast, where you been, man? You're supposed to be on here live, man. Stuff is happening. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been up since 8. I actually went live at like 8:30 this morning. I've been talking to the Scout Nation, man, because on Facebook, they allow you to have this feature, supporter. You can, your name's right there too. And what it allows you to do is it allows for us to have private live chat. So I had a private live chat this morning with the Scouts, and we didn't already talked about this at length for about 30, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here now to kind of regurgitate the conversation I had with them. But yo, if you want to be a part of that, make sure you hit that supporter button. But yo, let's jump right into it, man. So yesterday, hey, my boy says salute from Istanbul. That's Turkey, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Turkey's the hottest place on the first place of the earth, man. I don't give a damn what nobody says. That's the hottest place on the face of the earth. I've been there. Military. Hottest. And everybody got them big old knives, you know what I'm saying? But yo, the CBL did pass, and with the CBL passing, we all knew that there was going to be some contracts and there was going to be some things that were going to happen. So yesterday, it was announced the CBA did pass and the new rules that are going to happen. Now, with that, we also knew that there was going to be somebody getting tagged. Why? Because you guys got to remember, since the new CBA passed, you can only use one tag. One tag. Before, we had the exclusive tag and we had the transition tag. Remember, we could actually do the exclusive tag, which gave you exclusive rights to a player, meaning that someone could not challenge you for him. He could only deal with you. And we also had the exclusive, and we also had the transition tag also. And the transition tag is when you were basically put a tag on a player, and then they're able to go out there and look at other deals and things like that, and then they bring those deals back, and then you have the first right to refusal. You have 5 days to either match that goal, or you have 5 days to match that contract or beat it. Now, under the new CBA, remember, under the new CBA, we were only able to use one. Now, about last week, these last 2 weeks, I think me and Boss Cowboy have done a really, I mean, I ain't trying to tap myself on the back, but I will, though. I think we did a really good job of informationalizing. Oh, I just made that word up. Informationalizing. That is the act of putting information in your head. That is when someone takes your head, they cut it open, and they take the information, and they stuff it in there. So I think me and Boss Cowboy, for the most part, have been doing a really good job of informationalizing you guys with everything that has to do with the franchise tag, everything that has to do with the CBA cap. So I'm not gonna go inverse it again. If you really want to, just go check out one of my 6 or 7 videos that we made on it. You can also check out Boss Cowboy's 2 or 3 articles that he read on it. There's a lot of information out there. So I think we did a good job of informationalizing you guys. So if anybody that woke up today thinking that we had 2 franchise tags, I need you to stop right now. I need you to look yourself in the mirror. I need you to smile. I need you to take this hand right here. This one. Whichever hand is your good hand. Whichever hand you consider your good hand, I need you to take it, right? I need you to make it strong. And then I need you to run your face into your hand. There you go. There you go. We call that here slapping yourself. Yeah, you needed to slap yourself because we have been telling you guys that the CBA, unfortunately, no matter if the players liked it or not, was going to get signed and passed. Why? Because it had so much money involved. So much money involved. So much money involved. And just like politics in our regular world, how many dumb laws are there in your city? You want to know why? Because there was money behind them. You know what I'm saying? So just because something is right doesn't mean it's going to get passed, and just because something is wrong doesn't mean it's going to get turned down. So there's a lot of players that are upset about the CBA, and guess what? It still got passed. Now, under the new CBA, you have two franchise tags, but you can only use one of them. That's the issue. Like, you can still use the transitional tag, but you can't use the transition tag and the exclusive tag. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. The transition tag, you take the top 10 pays of the top 10 quarterbacks, because we're talking about Dak. You take the top 10 quarterbacks or even receivers. You take the top 10 paid receivers or quarterback or the person at their position, and you add all those numbers up and you divide it by 10. And that comes up with, that spits out some number like $26 million. That's the number that people have been saying, oh, he should get 20 mix. No, the salary cap is $26 million. No, it's not. Why? Because we already knew. Remember, we also talked about Chris. Remember we interviewed Chris Harris. Chris Harris is basically, he's like the number 3 top free agent right now. He's the number 1 top free agent cornerback right now. This guy's going to get $14 million. Well, we had him on the show, I think like last Monday, me and Boss Cowboy. And Chris Harris said then, he kind of told us then that like, yeah, it's probably going to get passed. And he flat out told us, I voted no. And I'm telling you, it's still going to get passed. Why? Because the exact same thing we were saying. It's too much money involved. So it gets passed, and as soon as it gets passed, guess what? The Dallas Cowboys are not going to put a transition tag on Dak Prescott for $26.5 million. You want to know why? Because at $26.5 million, the entire world will want Dak Prescott. There are 32 teams in the NFL. If you put in a transition tag on Dak, 34 teams are going to want him. You don't know why? Because there's a team in China that's going to want him, and there's a team in some other foreign country that's going to want him. At that price, he's too affordable. Too affordable. So we already knew in our head, under the assumption, doing our due diligence, that it was going to pass. So everything that me and Boss Cowboy and I have been doing for the last 2 weeks have been under the assumption that it was going to pass. It was going to pass. And since we knew it was going to pass, you should be making and thinking under that assumption. And guess what? Since it passed, you have 1 franchise tag. Now, what does this say? Dak Prescott's going to get franchise tag. He's not going to have too much of a choice. You know what I'm saying? They're going to slap that thing on him, but he does as an American. He does have the right as an American to hold out and not show up. Like, I don't want you guys to still think that that's not possible, because it very is possible. And keeping it 100, if Dak Prescott says, if he sticks to his word, I mean, Dak Prescott's been a pretty honest guy. He ain't never lied to me. He never lied to the media, right? He never lied to you, right? He never lied to me, all right? Well, if Dak Prescott said he's not going to sign up the franchise tag and he won't play on it, I got to kind of believe him. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he ain't lied to me. He ain't lied to me since. Like, he ain't lied to me. Like, he ain't lied to me. So it's like, if you ain't lied to me, I just can't assume that you're just going to lie to me out of nowhere. Like, that doesn't sound like Dak Preezy. That doesn't sound like him. Dak Preezy sounds like a guy that's going to stand by his word. And if he tells you he's not going to do it, I think he's not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So what do I see? What do I see is, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, the Dallas Cowboys are kind of using the coronavirus. I'm going to tell you why. And people are like, oh, my God, West Coast, you're so disrespectful and foul and vain for saying that. But they are. The Jerry Jones, they're using the coronavirus to their advantage. You want to know why? Because look at this, right? If they don't get, not mandatory, but they're supposed to report, veterans are supposed to report April 6th, right? Now, they'll have like a voluntary, like voluntary means you don't have to go. They're going to have a voluntary camp. They were supposed to have a voluntary camp around the 6th. Now, that's the camp that Zeke showed up to, and it made Jerry Jones think that he wasn't holding out. But think about this. If can't nobody show up, that kind of takes the leverage of, oh, is he holding out or not? Because guess what? Everybody's holding out because you can't go. Because you know what that really does? That almost gives the Dallas Cowboys an artificial deadline to like training camp, because you can't hold out of, like, if you're not in practice, like if you're off on Saturday, you can't protest being, I'm not coming to work on Saturday. Well, bro, you're off on Saturday. You can't protest a boycott or hold out on a day that you're not working. So you see what I mean? If the NFL cancels, if the Dallas Cowboys, which they probably will, they're probably going to cancel those voluntary report days on April 6th, between the 6th and the 12th. It's like 6 days. They're probably going to cancel those, right? So since those are canceled, what will then Dak use to hold out? Let me know. But he gonna go on Twitter and say, I'm holding out. I'm not coming to practice. You're gonna be like, hashtag we don't have practice today. So you get what I mean? So Jerry Jones, in a very weird way, is definitely using this coronavirus. That's why boss, he was like, man, we got to talk about it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't want to talk about it because, I try to stay away from that. But yeah, they're definitely using, because like my boy Dominic says, April 6th is when teams with their new head coaches meet. Absolutely. And guess what, Dominic? That would have been the perfect time for Dak to hold out right then, because team meetings are here. And guess what? Where DAK at? But guess what? Since you got the coronavirus now, he's not going to be able to really hold out until training camp. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be able to hold out until training camp. People can say, can we talk about Amari Cooper? No, because Amari Cooper's not as important. Get your focus right. Who Amari Cooper going to catch the ball? Who's going to throw him the ball? Like, who's going to throw Amari Cooper the ball? Like, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. If you don't get your situation right with Dak Prescott, who's going to throw him the ball? You're going to pay $20 million? I'm going to keep it real. If we don't have a quarterback, I don't even want Amari Cooper. Why? Because we're going to have bigger problems. If you don't have Amari Cooper and Dak, you know what you are? You are a 100% run team. You are going to be a 100% run team. So if we don't sign Dak Prescott, then you know what we need to do? We need to do a rehaul of that offensive line so that we can do what? So that we can run the ball more. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, Cooper is not as important. You want to know why? Because the Dallas Cowboys were 3-5 without Amari Cooper. And then last year, what was our record with Amari Cooper? I think we went 8-8, yeah. I think we did. I definitely think we did. But yo, for the masses, I got a supporter over here saying, West Coast, can we talk about him for a couple minutes? I got you. So yo, what does this mean for Amari Cooper? It means Amari Cooper is a free man. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all heard that T Grizzly when he like that first day out? When he coming out the jail and he first day, you know what I'm saying? I've been known, that's Amari Cooper right now. Amari Cooper is a free man. Well, technically, yeah, he is. Because it's what? It's 11, what time is it? 11:18 out there? Actually, I take that back. Amari Cooper, you have 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Dallas Cowboys got 40 minutes to get a deal with this young man. And if they do not get a deal with this young man, he is going to be free as a bird to fly wherever he wants to. Now, I'm going to keep it with you guys. Do you guys think that's probably why Amari Cooper ain't really been tripping? Why Amari Cooper's probably been just like laid back in the cut like, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy. I mean, I love it here. It just feels so natural. Like, you guys think that's probably why he's been so cool and cordial? Because think about this, with Dak Prescott off the market, technically he's off the market with a franchise tag, who's now probably the most sought-after offensive weapon in all free agency? It's one Amari Cooper. Now, what do I think the Cowboys are going to do, man? I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to try to use a last-ditch effort to try to get him signed. I don't believe that the Dallas Cowboys would purposely put themselves up against a wall. In sales, we call this selling against a wall, selling in a corner. What's up with you? I see my homie Big James over there. What's up, Big James? You know what I'm talking about. It's basically like when you make a product sound so good, and then you go in the back, and then guess what? You ain't even got nothing in stock. We call that selling yourself in a corner. When you use your own assets to put yourself in a bad position. And guess what? That's basically what the Dallas Cowboys have done. Because if you're Amari Cooper, why would you sign a deal? If I'm Amari Cooper, it does not benefit me to sign with the Dallas Cowboys right now. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it don't. It does not. What benefits Amari Cooper is for him to go out there on the open market. And guess what? The nice thing about Amari Cooper is it's not going to be like a Brandon Carr where he goes out on the market and he gets devalued. Amari Cooper's going to go out there and he's going to have a whole bunch of people saying, hey, big head. I know we was talking stuff about you 2 years ago when they traded for you, but hey, big head, how you doing? And you know what's going to be so funny? You're going to hear someone actually say a pitch like this. Well, think about this. If you can do that with Dak, imagine what you could do with our guy. Somebody's telling him that. And let me shout out some other people over here in this comment box. Jesse says, same here. All the schools are closing in Philly, man. All schools are closing in California, too. I think I had somebody that just signed on to be a supporter. Winston Kellen, I got my supporter badge. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you supporting the nation and keeping us growing, man. I appreciate you. I'll add you into if you want to, because I just did it automatically. Then people got to tell me you got to ask people before you do that. But I got a private chat that I keep everybody in and we chop it up. And then we also do a daily supporter. I don't like calling it supporter, but that's what Facebook calling. I calling it scouts because scouts are serious Cowboy fans out to uncover truth. But we do a daily call every day, and we were actually on there chopping it up this morning. But before I go into my next subject, man, I want to know what are you guys' thoughts, man? How on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 meaning you're going to lose him, 3 meaning we're going to keep him, 2 meaning you just don't know. What is your scale right now? I need everybody right now to know. What is your thoughts on Amari Cooper, on the Dallas Cowboys' chances of keeping him? Oh, you guys put that in there while hey, we got ESPN tours. Shout out to you guys on Instagram watching. Joseph, I see you. Juice, I see you over there. I see Eastside Harold. What's up with you? Says, well, the Black Kirk Cousins is here. What's up with you, man? Oh yeah, in other news, while we talk about, we can switch for a little bit. Kirk Cousins got a deal. Ryan Tannehill got a deal. Like, man, can I ask y'all a question? Like, what does that really say about the Dallas Cowboys and how they really feel about Dak Prescott and even Amari Cooper? Like, what does that really say about? What do you guys think that really says about them? Like, what do you guys think that really says the Dallas Cowboys, their honest feelings about Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott? Like, how does that make you guys feel when you see other teams around the nation getting their players locked up? What's up, Alfredo? Like, how does that make you guys feel? Because I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Like, there's going to come a time where when all this settles and you're still going to be mad at the players. You know what I'm saying? Us as Cowboy fans, we got to remember moments like this where our own team, our own management will basically turn the tables on their own players and make their own players look like villains. Like, this is ridiculous. What's up with you, Miss Red? I see you. Like, it's ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. And then think about this, man. You're up here selling the world on how Dak Prescott is your guy. You're up here. Remember last year when we had the free agents, not the free agency. Last year when we had our draft conversation, what was the first thing that came out of their mouth, man? The first thing that came out of their mouth was, well, Amari Cooper, he's more like our first round pick, and I don't think there's a first round pick, a receiver that we could have, even got for Amari Cooper. Well, my thing is that if you feel this way, right? If you feel this way, why would you draft a guy 1 year? If you're gonna make Amari Cooper sound as like he was your first round pick, why would you not get that guy taken care of? What's up with you, Virgil? What's up with you, Charles, Anthony, Cole DeBurge? What's up with you, man? Jesse, top fan. Let's switch to that supporter. I appreciate you thus far, though. Jose, he says, if Dak signs tag, does he need to play to get paid, or can he bench himself and get played? If Dak Prescott signed, this is the thing. If Dak Prescott signs the franchise tag, I would assume that he's going to play on it. You know what I'm saying? Because once you sign it, you're under a contract. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I would assume that Dak Prescott is going to not sign the contract and go into some type of holdout phase. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. But just think about this, man. Just like, not even to do a bunny trail real quick, but I got to do a bunny trail real quick. Imagine this. Imagine a world if you woke up today and you had to re-sign Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and Ezekiel Elliott. Think about that for 2 seconds. Hey, what's up on YouTube? Hey, is Super Chat working over there? Is it turned on? Let me see if I got to turn it on. I got to hit the button. Let me hit the button. Let me hit the button over here on Super Chat. All right, it's on Super Chat. I know y'all was waiting to get it popping, and I had to hit the button. My bad. I apologize. Aisha Foster says they don't care about the players or fans, turning the fans against the players. I can totally agree with that. He says, Jerry says, I'm good. Jerry Jones has negotiated with franchise quarterbacks and wide receivers before. And how did those go? But this is the thing. Like, Jerry Jones has never done this. Jerry Jones never franchised. When did Jerry Jones franchise a quarterback last? Somebody let me know that. If I'm not mistaken, I remember Tony Romo getting paid. That's what I remember. I remember them franchise tagging DeMarcus Lawrence, but that's a defensive player who only had 10 sacks. This wasn't a guy who had already won a Rookie of the Year, a guy who had already led you to the second round of the playoffs. Like, that's a totally different, that's a totally different scenario. I'm thinking we could probably be, and then think about like this, like which one's more important when you in the desert? You know what I'm saying? A gallon of water or a cup of Kool-Aid? Like, let's just be real. DeMarcus Lawrence, y'all know, it's to the death of me. But DeMarcus Lawrence is Kool-Aid. Dak Prescott is water, man. Grab the door. Y'all got to remember, man, if you ain't got no water, you ain't living. You can live without Kool-Aid, but you ain't living without no goddamn water. You know what I'm saying? You are not living without no water. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but we're going to talk about Amari Cooper, I want y'all to throw some questions in the comment box. Let's talk about what the hell y'all want to talk about for a couple minutes. That's centric towards the subject. And we're talking about Amari Cooper this morning. We're talking about Dak Prescott this morning. And guess what? You know what this also means? This means Byron Jones is pretty much going faux show. We're going to talk about that a little bit more right after this break. What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today. What's up with you? What's up with you guys? Hey, man, I just want to let y'all know I appreciate CVV. I appreciate the homie, man. I call him the big homie, but I'm like 10 years older than this dude. A little bit, actually, older than that. But shout out to my boy Jalen Smith, man. You know what I'm saying? My boy reached out to me and brought me onto the CEV family this past season, man. And I just want to let them know we appreciate them. But most importantly, man, if you want to get some glasses just like this, with this cool tint, Boss Cowboy be wearing the shades, go to CEVcollection.com today. Make sure you use code CEV West Coast. And hey, man, I got some special stuff that I'm going to be working on. I got some special stuff. Well, as long as this coronavirus, knock it off. But I got some special stuff I'm going to be working on, some projects I'm working on with Jalen Smith. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the show because we got some stuff that he's going to be working, some exclusive content he's going to be doing for us. So appreciate him for that too. All right, so let's get back to this. Let's get back to the comments, man. Hey, I know you guys wanted to talk about Byron Jones a little bit, man. Let's talk about Byron Jones. What do you guys think this means for Byron Jones? Brendan says, when I say franchise, I'm being big names. Well, that's that. You can't say franchise, brother, because when you say franchise, a franchise is a legal term in football. You know what I'm saying? You can't say franchise quarterbacks because there's a difference. Franchise quarterback is any quarterback that's been paid market value to be your quarterback. And guess what? For the most part, every player, they've done that. Like, I don't want you guys to think that what we're doing is common business because it's not. No other team is doing this. Think about this. Do you think Dak is a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill? Okay, well, Ryan Tannehill got paid yesterday. Do you think he's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz? Well, Carson Wentz got paid last year. You think he's a better quarterback than Jared Goff? Well, Jared Goff got paid last year. You think he's a better quarterback than, let's see, Kirk Cousins, who's been in the league, 7 years and then been to the playoffs twice? Never won one? No, he won one last year, I think. He got one playoff win under his belt. And guess what? But long story short is this. Think about this. The boy got paid this morning. So what we're doing is unprecedented. We are literally trying to rewrite the book of doing business when it comes to dealing with your athletes. No team is coming out and saying that they're not going to pay their players top value. They're not doing that. They're paying the players that are deserving to being paid, and the players who don't, they let them go. Like, you didn't hear no fuss when Julio Jones got paid. Julio Jones got paid 2 years in a row because he got a $3 million bonus 2 years ago, and then he got paid again last year. You didn't hear anything about it. Matt Ryan got re-upped. Didn't hear anything about it. God dang, Big Ben got re-upped. Didn't hear anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I think personally, man, if the Dallas Cowboys don't get a deal done here with the next 30 minutes, I'm keeping it 1,000 with you, man. I don't see how the Dallas Cowboys chase Amari Cooper. I don't see how they're going to do it because at some point, you're going to get to the point where it's going to be like, it's too expensive. You're too expensive. And I'm going to tell you, you're too expensive. My boy Kevin Holmes has a great point. He says all those quarterbacks beat us last year too. Well, guess what? We beat Drew Brees the year before last. We beat 4 of the top rushing defenses the year before last in 2018. And you know what we did to reward Zeke? We paid him. And then I'm going to ask you guys a question, right? Because I think this is the most foolish conversation, the most foolish thought I've ever heard in my mind is when you will actually not give someone a contract because of 1 year. Because you know what that's like? That's like giving, because if you use that same premise, that means you're willing to give Dak Prescott. You would have been okay to give him a Prescott because he had a good season this year. That isn't realistic. You give someone a contract over their body of work. Like, whenever someone says, oh, yeah, but last year, so what? I don't care what happened last year. Like, the contract ain't for 1 year. Like, to be honest with you, I'm more afraid if he's only signing a 1-year deal, then hell yeah, I'm going to take in consideration Morley last year. But this is a 5-year, 6-year contract. You need to know how he's going to last over the tenure of the season. And then my question is this: whose responsibility is it to beat a team? Is it only Dak's responsibility? Or is it all, I don't know, 47 dudes that are on the field? You know what I'm saying? I think it's all 47 people's responsibility. And if that was the case, then that means nobody on the Dallas Cowboys, that means nobody in football should get paid. That means Ryan Tannehill shouldn't have got paid because he lost. You know what I'm saying? So let's jump into these comments back. He says, after being traded away, Robert says, if we don't sign Cooper, let's get a deal done with Jones. Absolutely not. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm out on Byron Jones, and it's only because I watch film. It has nothing to do with, me not liking him or, me not thinking he's a great guy, because I actually think he's a great guy. I think Byron Jones is going to go into politics at some point in his life, and if it's nationally wise, I will give him a vote. Why? Because he was a Cowboy, basically. But I will vote for him. You know what I'm saying? I'll come out the woodworks and go vote for Byron Jones. But I'm not signing Byron Jones because I'm signing somebody else. No, absolutely not. We don't believe in that. Sorry, we don't do that here. No, you get your paycheck because you earned your paycheck. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't going to sign Byron Jones because of this, I'm not signing him now because of this. Why? It doesn't make sense to wait, just because you don't get this guy signed. How does Byron Jones help you on offense? He doesn't even take the ball away. Like, think about this. How can Byron Jones help your offense? He doesn't even take the ball away. He don't take the ball away. He's not top 10 in deflections either. So you don't get turnovers and you don't get deflections. Deflections is when someone's throwing the ball at you and you knock it away. So you don't get turnovers and you don't get deflections. That means you're what? You're not touching the ball, bruh. How does that help my offense? If I don't sign Byron Jones, hey, shout out to Jazzy Jeff over there at the goddamn Super Chat. I told y'all Super Chat was working. I'm going to read you. As soon as I finish this thought, I'm about to jump on your question, though. But how does that work? It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way at all. You know what I'm saying? But let me jump right over here real quick because y'all know Super Chats. We love them. Appreciate you guys. And from Facebook, we appreciate everybody who can rock the stars. Hey, we are at T-minus 30 minutes. We got 26 minutes before free agency officially starts. If it starts in the next 26 minutes and we ain't got a deal, Amari Cooper will be a free agent. Byron Jones will be a free agent. West Coast, I heard somewhere. He said, he says, West Coast, I heard where since 94, the quarterback that won the Super Bowl didn't make over 15% of the cap. Your thoughts? Well, you got to see it like this. In 94, the cap was probably like $120 million. So that would make sense. Like the cap between 1994 and the cap of what it is right now is ridiculous. Like, I think the salary, and then to be honest with you, I don't even think, when did the salary cap even get implemented? I think it was like, one of my scouts, Google up real quick and tell me when the salary cap was even introduced, because the salary cap has not been in effect as long as many people think it has. You know what I'm saying? But I know this, the salary cap grows about $16 to $20 million every year, right? So if it grows about $16 to $20 million every year, and you're asking me since 1994, that's what, 22 years? What's 20 times 20 million? That's about what? 200 million something? Deduct that from what it is right now. That lets you know right now the salary cap back then was probably about, the total amount was probably about $100 million. So 15% of $100 million, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. But I'm going to tell you guys this. It's not about 94. It's about, and then also I'm going to tell you guys something else who kind of kills that. Tom Brady kills that. You want to know why? Because the last 6 Super Bowl wins have been, his last Super Bowls, he's been underpaid. Or not all of them, on 3 of them. 3 of his last Super Bowls, he's been underpaid. Not because he took a lower contract, because he had to. It's because he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady took less money and stayed with the New England Patriots and won Super Bowls. Now, is that a correlation that, guys who take less money should win Super Bowls? Absolutely not. Why? Because we all know in that Rams Super Bowl, man, that dude, man, they couldn't even score. And then think about this. Last year, Tom Brady had the best defense in the NFL. He had a defense that gave him 22 interceptions. And you know what they did? They didn't make it out the first round. You know what I'm saying? So you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a team, my brother. That's what I sound like. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, there are so many factors. I don't think there is, like, so many people are looking for this one thing you can do to improve your, if we do this one thing that all these other, there is no one thing that you can do. There's a whole bunch of good decisions. Winning a Super Bowl is like the fruit of making a bunch of good decisions. Like you got to make a bunch of good decisions. Like, I'm going to give you a stat. When have you heard a team with total turmoil in the offseason go on to win a Super Bowl? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen. Have you noticed, like, the teams that are more out of the media, the teams that are more understanding of what they need to do, are the teams that are winning the Super Bowl? How does New England treat training camp? I mean, not training camp. How do they treat the offseason? How do they treat the offseason? It's not much drama over there, right? How did Kansas City treat the offseason? Not much drama over there, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. Too many times we try to put this on the players, man. And we got to start looking at the responsibility of these management. Like I say this, man, if your 18, 19-year-old kid is bad, man, the parents had something to do with it. Like, as parents, we got to understand what we influence in our children and what we don't. So guess what? Same thing in management, man. Like, you got to look at them parents at some point and be like, bro, some of this is on you. Why? Because you have the ultimate say-so. You know, like, we could literally be talking about players we want to buy today. But instead, we're up here talking about players of our own who have already been in Dallas Cowboy uniforms, who got some of the top paid jerseys, and we're up here trying to decide if we're going to keep them or not. So guess what? You can't even talk about new free agents until you sign the guys you have. So it's like that next conversation that other teams are having, the Dallas Cowboys aren't having that conversation. You can't. You can't have that conversation. Why? Because you haven't even signed your guys yet. What up with you, Robert McGrew? I see you, man. How you doing, Miss Lisa Morton? I appreciate your support. Sonia says Brett Mayer sabotaged our season. In Dak, we choked. Let's go. I mean, Brett Mayer was a bum kicker, and I don't necessarily. I mean, he didn't sabotage our season, but we did lose some games before him. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: the Brett Mayer situation really lets you know that you really can't trust this organization, because think about this, right? They let Brett Mayer go all the way to like week 9. Like, Money May could have been cut. And then the kid that we got, Matt Kaya, he was available since week 7. So and then think about this. We actually brought in Kaya for a tryout and didn't sign him. We let goddamn Brett Mayer stay on our team and missed 3 more kicks before we fired him and went with with Kaya. That's what happened. How is that the player's fault? If a dude sucks, he's not going to walk up to you and be like, yo, bro, hey, I suck. You should cut me. Replace me with someone else for the betterment of the team. The only person who does that is Jason Witten. Yeah, people don't do that. You know who's supposed to do that? Jerry Jones. Your offensive coordinator, your defense, somebody in a shirt is supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in a shirt is supposed to make that decision for the team. A player ain't going, oh, yeah, I suck. Let me take myself out. No. Jerry Jones is supposed to be like, yo, bro, what's up? Yeah, you suck. Bring me your iPad. In Dallas, if they actually bring your iPad, you know what time it is. They tell you to bring that iPad, yeah, your time in Dallas is over. What's up, OG? He says Dak took a team-friendly deal with the franchise tag, and they returned the favor by letting his number 1 wide receiver hit, so that's selfish. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Dak did not take the franchise tag. They gave it to him. Remember, Dak purposely said out of his mouth that he was not going to play on it. He did not want to play on it, so he didn't take no team-friendly deal. Dak took a team-friendly deal last year when he played on that 4th-year contract for like $180,000. Well, not 100. It was like $1.2 million total with incentives. He took a team-friendly deal last year. This year, he's just getting bent over. And if you ain't got that, I ain't going to say that because it's a kid's show. But I just know this. It works. If you got some lube, it works better. That's what I've heard. And I hope he got some because they got him. Like, if I'm Dak Prescott, man, like, that's what I was saying last year, man. Dak should have fired his agent last year and hired he should have fired his agent last year and hired Zeke's agent. Like, he should have fired his agent last year and hired Zeke's agent. Everybody's looked at Zeke's agent like he's a bulldog. He's the reason why Zeke's not here. He's looking at him like, yeah, you're right. While Zeke ends up being the highest paid running back in the NFL. And guess what Zeke's doing at home right now? He's chilling. Want to know why? Because he handled his business last year. And it's sad, man, that in Dallas, you got to be the bad guy to get paid. DeMarcus Lawrence, we turned him into a bad guy. Remember him? He's no Khalil Mack. He's no Von Miller. Even though in the last 2 years he has 2 sacks more than Von Miller. He has the exact same amount of sacks. This was as of last year, though. He had 2 sacks more than Von Miller and the same amount of sacks of Khalil Mack in the last 2 years. Remember that? Remember how we did that to him? What up with you, Willie Still? I see you, big dog. Remember we did that? Remember when Tony Romo was trying to get his deal? Oh, Tony Romo, he's fat, he's this, he's that, he's this or that, or... You know what I'm saying? Every time a player comes to Dallas, or every time a player in Dallas is trying to get paid, they go through what I called, we already dropped the first word, because remember we do a glossary here. Informationalize was the first word we created. That's when I forcefully put information in your head, informationalized you. And the next word, what was the second word that we came up with? You know what that second word that we came up with over here to kind of let you second word is Jerrynomics. And Jerrynomics is what? The study of Jerry Jones. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of times we're not going to talk common sense. We're going to talk about Jerrynomics. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, Jerry Jones don't do a lot of stuff that make no sense. That stuff don't make no sense. Do it really make sense? Do it really make sense, right? You in a relationship with 2 girls, right? And that day comes where you got to make a decision on both. Are you really going to have them both meet you at the same restaurant so you can sit down with both of them and get the conversation? No. You're going to get one established, and then you're going to do what you got to do, right? The Dallas Cowboys didn't even take that approach. You know what the Cowboys said? The Cowboys said, oh, they got dang, what's that boy name? What's my boy name? Dollar Signs, Todd Dollar Signs. He said, 2 of mine is in the club, and they already know about each other. That's Jerry Jones in the club. Jerry Jones like, I got a tag in the club. I got 2 players I got to sign. And they know about each other. Oh, yeah. That's Jerry Jones right now. Like, Jerry Jones he put himself in a crazy position. And you know what he's hoping right now? He's hoping that he gets some help by the market. That's what he's really hoping right now. He's hoping that Cooper goes out there and that Cooper gets demonetized, whatever that word is. You know what I mean? Put the D in front of monetization, whatever that word is. Put that word, smash it together. That's a word right there. Put that word together. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? I call it villainized. I just put eyes at the end of everything. Make your own word. Tip from West Coast. Villainize is when they turn a good guy into a bad guy. And if you guys notice how they have slowly turned Dak Prescott into the villain. And then think about this. If we did have camp on April 6th and he didn't show up, oh, here comes the comments from Jerry Jones. It's the exact same tactics that they use on every player to get themselves signed. Jerry Jones is the only manager or only person that I've ever seen that will literally piss on his own product to get a better deal. Like, I've never heard of doing business like that. It's the equivalent of literally growing a tree, and then when it's time to sell it, you go out and you just piss all on it. Because think about this. Nobody is saying really anything negative about Dak. The only people that's saying negative stuff about Dak Prescott is Cowboy fans. That's it. You hit up a team right now today that's talking about a quarterback, and you be like, yo, would you take Dak? Hell yes. I know a ton of Philadelphia Eagle fans that'll take Dak. And then the thing that lets you guys want to make you guys understand is this. Like, the Indianapolis coach put out that information saying that they were okay if Dak Prescott ever hit the market, they were going to pay him $35 million, right? So if they put that information out there already and the franchise tag is 33.6, man, the Dallas Cowboys know that there's no way you don't let Dak Prescott get off paper. There's no way. And when the Indianapolis coach said, you have to believe it. Why? Because, man, they gave not Teddy Bridgewater, but Jacoby Brissett, they gave that dude like between $12 and $15 million a year. He had never started. He had never started a full season. My boy Mark Mangan says, hey, Austin Hooper is signing with the Cleveland Browns. Oh, my God. Wow. They just got Baker Mayfield, a check down guy who does a lot of check downs. They just got they just got him another weapon. That's going to work out a lot for them. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a lot of balls to go around. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. It's still a whole lot of balls to go around over there because you got Jarvis Landry, who catches like 140. Then you got Odell, who catches like 115. I mean, it's not realistic to think that Baker Mayfield is going to throw, 400 or 500 passes this year. So, in my opinion, I mean, even though it sounds good on paper, man, that's going to be a whole lot of footballs you got to throw around. Somebody going to get pissed. Just Jeremy says, we gave a first-round pick for Cooper and let him walk. This organization is horrible. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. If you're going to invest a first-round pick into him, like, it made sense. Like, to me, it didn't make – as soon as the Dallas Cowboys brought him to Dallas, you should have re-signed him right then. Because my opinion is this. You shouldn't have signed him. You shouldn't have traded for him if you weren't under the assumption that you were going to re-sign him. So you're telling me that the Dallas Cowboys traded Amari Cooper and were only thinking that we were only going to get 26 games out of him at best? Like, there's no way. A first-round pick, think about this. What's 16 times a first-round pick? You get 5 years because you get 4 years on the contract and you get an option. So it's 16 times 5. What is that, like 56 or something? That's a guaranteed 56 games if they don't get injury. Now, we had 8 games with Amari Cooper in 2018 and 16 this year. This was at 24. Like, that's a big difference. If we don't re-sign Amari Cooper, man, we basically gave up our first-round pick for last year for nothing. For nothing. Mike says, I'm a supporter West Coast. Just did it right now. Hey, Mike Luna, I appreciate you, brother. I'll add you into the chat. You should be in the chat. But tomorrow we'll probably have another scout call later on. But I have a scout call every single day. So if you want to jump on there, a scout call, basically I just put hashtag and only the people who are signed up for scouts can see it. It's just our little private conversation we have each and every day. Damien says Tannehill got $29 million of the years playing half the season and had 2 playoff games with less than 100 yards passing. And think about this. His contract, the way it's set up, it's actually a 2-year deal worth $62 million. So realistically, he's making $31 million a year. And all that of what you just said, you're absolutely right. Like, think about this. Tannehill got paid off 2 playoff games where the running back ran 33 times and 31 times. Tell me a time in Dak's career. Like, I want to know a time in Dak's career. Not in Dak, but in Zeke's career where he had 33 touches in a game. I don't think it's ever happened. And then tell me a time where he had 31 touches the very next game. And your quarterback throws for less than 100 yards. And you paid a quarterback first. Mark Man says, have you seen the information on Hopkins? And so what do you think? I have seen the thoughts on Hopkins. I don't think it's realistic. And my thing is this. Hopkins, in my opinion, is the best receiver in the NFL. So if you're saying you can get a 2 second-round picks for Hopkins, I would think somebody be looking for 3 for him. And my thing is this, man. If you're Deshaun Watson and you're about to have to sign, they're about to re-sign Hopkins either this year or next year. It doesn't make sense to take away his primary weapon. That doesn't make any sense. And if I'm Hopkins, I'm pushing extremely against that. I'm pushing against that. But my thing about Hopkins is like, obviously who wouldn't want him? But I just don't think all the resources you're going to have to give up and you're going to have to re-sign it. It doesn't make any sense. It makes more sense to it'll actually make more sense to overpay Amari Cooper at that point. Because at least you'll still have your picks. Like, to get Hopkins, you're going to have to give up picks and pay him. That doesn't make sense when you can just pay Amari Cooper and keep your picks. But, if he was a free agent, absolutely I'd go after him. And to be honest with you, I'd be in a position with Amari Cooper where it's like, whoever give me the best deal, that's where it'd be. But right now, the fact that you got to give picks to get him, no, I don't think so. Hushman says Kirk Cousins has made $19 million, $24 million, $84 million, and $66 million, all guarantees. And what has he done? He went to the playoffs twice and he won once. That's what he did. But that's why I tell people, like, that's why I tell people all the times that, like, it's not about, unfortunately, it's not about, how much you win in the playoffs. It's not about that, because there's so much that takes into winning in the playoffs. There's so much that goes involved to winning a Super Bowl. That's why you have to pay everybody on the team. Kirk Cousins has the best agent. He does have the best agent in the NFL. He does have the best agent on his team. My boy says Hopkins has 3 years left on his contract. Yeah, they're definitely gonna want a. He says, but he has 3 years. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't absolutely mean anything. The reason why they're even talking about him right now is because he wants Hopkins. I'm assuming probably wants more money. So that contract you could basically say is non and void because he wants more money. So what I'm assuming is probably going to happen is Hopkins is going to hold out and get more money, or they're going to trade him if they can find somebody. That's my thoughts. Because if you have him on a contract for the next 3 years, there would be no reason to be talking about trading him. No reason. There'd be no reason. So what I'm assuming is Hopkins probably wants more money. Hey, let me know how much he's making a year, Markman. And I can pretty much tell you if he wants more money or not. Brandon Hernandez, what's up with you, man? He says Jones and Coop might end up in Philly. Oof. Man, I don't see how anybody overpays Byron Jones that type of money. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just believe people who believe that strongly about Byron Jones just don't watch film. And then I'm a DB, so I know I'm extra hard on DBs. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, since I'm a DB, that also means that I'll give them a little bit more grace. But I just don't. Byron Jones he's not a double-digit corner. He's not. Like, you need to stop comparing Byron Jones against himself and what he did for the Dallas Cowboys and compare him against like $10 million, $11 million, $12 million, $13 million, $14 million, $15 million corners and see what they're doing. That's what you need to compare him to. So many times people will be like, oh, yeah, but he was our best corner. So? Like, that's like being the prettiest girl in a school full of ugly girls. So? That don't count. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, you know what I mean? And everybody's beautiful. Y'all know how it is. Everybody's beautiful. We all Lord's children. God just spent a little bit more time on some of us. But, hey, for those that he did spend time on, he blessed us with this thing called makeup. Hey, my pastor be saying that. He said it's a sin. He said it's a sin for some of y'all to wear makeup, and it's a sin for some of y'all not to wear makeup. Alfredo said, hey, it's all – my boy Alfredo says, hey, it's all over. It's all the other 31 teams are stupid enough to overpay their players for other players. That's on them. Yeah, man, that's kind of like where I feel on Byron Jones. You know, if they want to overpay their players, but at the same time, it does affect us because when a player like Byron Jones gets overpaid, then guess what happens to a guy like Lattimore from the Saints, who does deserve that type of money? You know what he says? Well, if that guy got $16 million, I'm for sure a $20 million corner. So, yeah, it does kind of affect us all. Like, it does. You know what I'm saying? It kind of does. It kind of affects us all. Because when guys get overpaid, guess what happens to guys who actually earn that money? You got to now overpay them so that they can match that number of the last guy they had. Sosa says, I would let them both go and re-sign Dak. Well, under that mindset, we officially just missed the playoffs. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Just being real with you. We were 3-5 with Dak and Zeke. Let's just be real, guys. Like, you need an outside threat. Michael Gallup, as much as I loved him, he had a led the – and actually, he missed the title of most drops by one pass. Michael Gallup dropped – he dropped 11 passes last year. And y'all be in like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all be trying to say stuff about oh my God. I just got a thing right now that the Cowboys have expressed interest in Chris Harris. For all y'all folks that say interceptions don't count, well, they kind of do. Now we know Chris Harris only had one interception last year, but go look at his career. Then also go look at his rate. Go look at his how many pass breakups he had. You guys got to remember when we played Denver Broncos, go look at 2017 when we played Denver Broncos. Who ended that game for us? Who ended that game? Chris Harris when he intercepted the ball on the right-hand side. TJ says, how you feel about Gallup being our – no. I think I just said that. I love Michael Jeezy, baby. You know what I'm saying? The project, baby. Y'all know I love him. But no. He's not a number one. I'm sorry, he's not. You can't be a number one dropping 11 passes. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? And think about this. Michael Gallup dropped 6 passes in his rookie year. His second year, he dropped 11. Like, I also think that was part of the reason why Sanjay Lal got fired. Sanjay Lal, a.k.a. your wide receiver coach. Hey, I ain't said this all thing. I'm getting bad at this, but can you guys please share? please share. Hey, and I'm also be starting this new syndicated show on Tuesday nights. I'm not even supposed to be talking about it, but producer G gonna get mad at me. But we're starting this syndicated show on Tuesday nights. That we're gonna be talking about everything Cowboys, man. And we're just looking for a name. If you have a great name for a podcast, throw it in the comment box. If we pick it, I will definitely hook you up with something so you don't sue me later when we get big and famous. Mark Megan says he's a $13 million a year. Local news here in Houston said they're saying he's possibly, since the Texans don't have any first-round picks, the next couple years, let Amari go and trade a first-round pick for Hopkins and trade. Oh. Well, hey, Mark, man, I appreciate you getting that local news. But, hey, Mark, man, you see what I mean? That $13 million right there lets you know that Hopkins wants more money. Because think about this. You have Thielen making 16. You have Diggs making 15. You got Thomas making dub. He making a dub. He making a 20. He making 20 mil. You got Julio making like 19 and a half. That's 4 receivers already that make more money than him. Odell makes 18. Landry makes 16. Like, that's 5 right there. So, yeah, and I would definitely say that he is easily better than at least 3 of those wide receivers. So, yeah, I can easily see Hopkins making some noise and saying, nah, bro, y'all got to pay me, bro. Like, you gotta pay me. You know what I'm saying? Scosa says, so we let Witten and Sean Lee go. They slow down the offense and defense. I agree with you on the Witten. He definitely does slow this offense down. And he gives you no threat on third down. And but I will say this on Sean Lee. I'm not letting Sean Lee go so fast. Why? Because I don't know what's going on with LVE. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, we need to sign Malcolm Smith too. Malcolm Smith is really a priority free agent. He's probably your biggest free agent sign on defense right now, in my opinion. Like, I think Malcolm Smith is probably more important than Byron Jones right now. Because, bruh, I'm just saying like this, man. If we ain't got no linebackers in the middle, bruh, we going to be in trouble. And then you really going to need someone to get their hands on the ball. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion right now, Malcolm Smith is really should be your number one defensive free agent for the Dallas Cowboys. Outside of Robert Quinn, I apologize for that. But, yeah, outside of Robert Quinn, easily Malcolm Smith. Why? Because, man, if you don't sign him, you got to sign Sean Lee. And Sean Lee is not guaranteed to give you 16 games. Sean Lee is guaranteed to give you 9. It's just a matter of when you sign those. But Malcolm Smith, I think it's uber important that we sign him. Uber important. I would give Hopkins $20 million over Cooper. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I would too if they were both free agents. But I would not. Sorry, y'all. I would not go on. But I wouldn't trade for him, and I wouldn't give up my first round pick for him. No, that would be definitely overpaying. Like, at that point, you'd be definitely overpaying. But if they were both on the free agent market, hell yeah, I would. I'm sorry, man. Like, I love Cooper and what he's doing, but, like, Hopkins is the best receiver in the game right now. Like, he's the best receiver in the game. Like, he can high point it. Like, he's the best receiver in the game. So, yeah, if they're standing neck and neck right beside him, but, I mean, in my opinion, it's not worth giving him no picks. But they say a second-round pick? Ooh. They say a second-round pick, boy, I'm in like a bug. And I might give him the dub. And I might give it to him. You know why? Because he ain't got no histories of drops. He ain't got no histories of injuries, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, have y'all noticed how, like, a guy like Baker Mayfield just keeps getting weapons and weapons and weapons, and how a guy like Dak Prescott don't get nothing? He don't get nothing. Like, think about this. On a day where today, the Cleveland Browns woke up and added a weapon to their quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys were basically almost taking one away. Because if you don't sign, oh my God, man, like I'm gonna keep it real, man. If you don't sign Amari Cooper, if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm actually open to actually going somewhere else. Because why would I want to go through 2018 all over again? 2018, what were we? We were 3-5 with Dak and Zeke. And y'all want to go back to that? Like, we were 3-5. I don't get y'all, man. We can't go back to that. We need triplets. We need an outside threat. And also, we need to not have to go into a season having to make someone be good. No. Just pay the people who you like, bruh, this is getting dumb. It's asinine. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Chinko, what up with your man? Cinco, he says Cinco de Miles. What's up with your man? He says David Irvin making it. He returned. That would be huge for the Hot Boys. It would be. It would be. And it'd be cheap. Sosa says $20 million and a second round pick for Hopkins. I would do it. I probably would do it. I probably would do it. My bad, Joe. I probably would do it. And the reason why I would probably do it is because, like I already kind of explained to you guys my thoughts on Hopkins. I believe Hopkins is the best receiver in the NFL. And I think when you take a look at his injury history and his consistency, I think he gets the edge over it. But I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Hopkins has 3 years left on his contract. There's no way they're letting him go for a second round pick. No, because you got to think like this. You're going to hurt your own quarterback by getting rid of his best weapon. So you have to be able to immediately replace that unless you're just going to tank this season. And I know you're not about to pay, I know you're not in a year where you're going to decide if you're going to pay Watson, going to give him a rookie weapon. You're not going to do that. And think about this. This is the first year in a season in AFC where you ain't got to deal with Tom Brady. So everybody's chances in the AFC just got a little bit easier. Fredo says boys need to keep Dak, Amari, Quinn, and the boys will not be able to do that if they give Dak whatever he is asking for. That's absolutely false. It's absolutely false. Like, you guys got to stop with this narrative of, oh, if we pay this guy, if we give Dak all this money, we're not. No, that's absolutely false. That's absolutely false. Alfredo, I appreciate you for being strong enough to write that, but I got to tell you that's false. You can give Dak Prescott $40 million a year right now. You want to know why? Because you'll be financing $40 million. Now, if we give him this franchise tag, the projected cap is going to be $200 million. This is the difference. If we franchise Dak Prescott, you immediately deduct $33.1 million from $200 million, whatever your salary cap is. And remember, we already have players that are paid. So currently the salary cap is going to be like the salary cap is going to be like 200, but we already have a bunch of players that we've already paid. So you don't have that full $200 million. We have about 78 of it. You know what I'm saying? So if you franchise tag, like we just did, franchise tag Dak Prescott, you immediately deduct $31 million out of the cap. So that 100 goes down to what, 69? Instantly. That's how it works. Instantly goes down to $69 million. Now, if you put Dak on a contract, you know what you do? You finance. You can give him a $40 million contract, right? You got to look at what he's paying, what he's getting made that year, because what they can do is they can easily give him $40 million a year, right? They can give him a $10 million contract, not a contract, but like salary for him playing, and then they can give him $30 million in signing bonus for $40 million. And then you know how much total money would actually come out of your cap? 10. Because you can finance. See, when you give someone a contract, you're financing the money that you're paying him. When you give him the franchise tag, you're paying all of it right then. Boom. Look at that. Some of y'all just got educated. Some of y'all was like, well, damn, why didn't we just pay him a long time? Exactly. That's what we've been saying. That's exactly what we've been saying. It made no sense. And that's another reason why me and Boss Cowboy always knew that they were not going to franchise both of them, because you would have had $33 million plus whatever the franchise tag is for the wide receiver. That's like, what, 18? That's like $20 million immediately coming out your cap. Boom. And you still have 20, because we have 27 total unsigned contracts. You still have 25 more guys you got to sign. That's not enough money. Like, that's not enough money. It's not enough money. Michael says, how much can we take every year? It's something. Kerry says, Colts expressing interest in Phillip Rivers. I could see it. He should be expressing interest in them, too. All right, so, hey, man, did Amari Cooper get signed? Because if not, Amari Cooper is officially a free agent. Byron Jones is officially a free agent. Why does Dallas, my boy, let me actually go through this. Why does Dallas have so much drama every year? It takes away from our preparation from a season. Joe Tranchina, you sound like a guy who's been watching I've been watching West Coast for a long time. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Super Bowls are won in the offseason. Noah Brown is a great blocker. I feel like we should have blocked him up and gave him a spot at tight end. Noah Brown ain't about to play no dang tight end. Like, Noah Brown is a good blocker. Not really. He was an okay blocker, but you got to remember on the final play in 2017, it was Noah Brown leading the way when Zeke was trying to get that 1 yard on the 4th and 1, and he did not get it. Not only in that, did Noah Brown, he was hurt all the way up to like week 7. You know what I'm saying? So, Noah Brown that's the homie too, but Noah Brown's time in Dallas should be over. Like, he has no film in the NFL. None, except for film of him blocking. We threw the ball to him one time in 2017. He dropped the ball. So, no. I mean, names like that shouldn't even been on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. Like, it's time to move on. It's time to move on to the greener pastures, man. Like, replace Noah Brown with Dez Bryant. Fred says, why would you think about what I said earlier? I don't know, Fred. Put it in the comment box. Let me know what it is, and I'll give you a comment on it. If I can find it right now, I'll give you a comment. But throw your comment in the comment box, and I will definitely read it. Hey, did you guys share? Hey, I got 109 people on here right now. We got 18 people on YouTube. Make sure you guys share, please. Cowboys 42 says Dez coming. You know that. We still got Dez, absolutely. K Hayes says, if you get Hopkins, you may as well pay Cooper. You might as well pay Cooper. You ain't gonna be able to pay both of them. Hey, who I just had popping up in the house, man? Who came up in the who up in the crib? We just had somebody come up in the crib. Say hi, say hi.
Yeah, it's Tony. Tony P.
What's up, Tony P. Nasty, man? Hey, this is a Scout Hour, man. My boy Tony P. is a supporter, so he has the right whenever I do the Scout call-in, after I do my show to call in and give his thoughts. Tony P. Nasty, man. Let him know where you hail from, man. Let him know why you support, and then what the hell is on your mind this morning, man?
I'm here from El Paso, Texas, baby. And, you know, man, just got this whole Coop thing on my mind right now. Can't let this guy walk, man. Especially after using that first-round pick.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right, man. Like, you got to think like this, Tony P. And I appreciate you for calling in too, Scout. It's like this, man. The Cowboys have basically put themselves up against a wall. And it made no sense because you had the opportunity to sign. Like, all of this could have been avoided. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, Tony, we're not going to save any money. Like, I don't want anybody to think that we're going to save any money. We're not about to save any money. Why? Because you're not. Because when you franchise tag someone, that money comes right out of your cap immediately. Like, why would you want to give Dak $33 million for one season? That doesn't make no sense. What if he gets hurt? Tony P., what happens if Dak gets hurt? What happens to that $33 million?
Exactly, man. Exactly what I was saying.
Like, that is a chance. That is a huge chance. At the quarterback position, like, that doesn't make any sense. And then also, you got to think like this. If I'm Dak Prescott and you don't re-sign Amari Cooper, do you even want to be in Dallas?
Exactly, man. You're going to have somebody. You're going to have Cooper Rush throwing to your number one receiver, man. I don't think Coop really wants that, bro.
No, he hasn't. And to be honest with you, Pete, that's probably that probably explains why, Cooper has not been so aggressive on being inside. You know what's so crazy that's kind of like a piss in all these folks' face? Is like my boy Cooper has been kind of like laid back, like, I'm not chilling. I don't care. I'll get a date to the prom. Then you got Amari Cooper. You got Dak Prescott out here buying suits and looking cool and buying the whole Renegades team beats, and they ain't even play a game again because they canceled the whole season. So he just gave that money away. Buying all these folks, doing all this stuff. and here you are trying to make yourself look the presentable, and you the one that can't get a date. How would that make you feel? If you're Dak Prescott, how does that make you feel, Tony P? You a regular person, let me know.
I don't know, man. I'd be on another level with that. That's just, it's unreal to see everything that's playing out right now.
Yeah, man, because you got to think. Remember when I had Roy Williams, 5-time Pro Bowler? Roy Williams, had the famous horse collar. Roy Williams came. Remember he was on the. I had him on the show last year. I don't remember if you remember when he said this, but Tony P, he said this, man. He said contracts are based on appreciation. If you're Dak Prescott right now, how much do you feel appreciated?
Man, it's a slap in the face, 100%. You're gonna be a 4th-round pick, outplay 2 guys that in your draft class that already got paid. You already outplayed them.
Yeah.
Exponentially, and they got a better deal than that. Man, Carson Wentz, that right there, as soon as he got paid, I was like, oh, yep. They don't show no Dak no love. If he don't get signed immediately, they're not going to show him no love. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, my boy Sosa, man. I don't know. Sosa. He's new to the feed because I don't recognize him. And I can always tell people are new by the way they comment. And he says Dish definitely shouldn't let them walk. He says, but they didn't handle their business. He says, in the words of the coach Sherman, we pay to win the game. I mean, we play to win the game. So if that's the case, Tony P, like, do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts on What are your thoughts on a comment like that? That they shouldn't, that they didn't do their job or they didn't do well enough to get paid. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, if they're thinking Dak hasn't done well enough yet, man, I don't know what's gonna be good enough, man. If you're not Patrick Mahomes, apparently, you don't get paid. That's what I keep hearing. You gotta win a Super Bowl.
But if I'm mistaken, Patrick Mahomes didn't look good in the Super Bowl, nor did he look good in the AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm. His running back did that work. His running backs really carried him out.
Hey, we got David Johnson just got traded to the Texans, man.
I just saw that. And that's another thing I was talking about, man. Just like I was saying earlier in the chat, I don't know if the comments slid by you, but yo, man, it shows that the running back is so devalued in this league, man, that you got Derrick Henry just ran wild on the league last year, and he gets tagged while Tannehill gets his money.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Dang.
And then think about this. Tannehill, bro, had 100 yards in both. He had 100 yards. He didn't even throw for 100 yards in either playoff game. And that's the stuff that I be thinking about. It's like, if Tannehill can get – because Tannehill really got a $62 million 2-year contract. That's what he really got. Like, don't pay attention to all the fluff. The contract is really 2 years, $62 million. Tony, if I'm not mistaken, 2 divided by 62 is what, $31 million? So he really got a 2-year deal for $31 million a year for 12 games. So if you're telling me that he can do that and get $31 million a year for 12 games, Dak paid 59 games, Tony P.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Kirk Cousins getting 2 years, 33 a year with this extension.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So my question is, and my thing is this: if those guys are worth that, then what is Dak really worth, bro? You're not gonna tell me he's not worth $40 million.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yo, man, I'm here at work. I just got a customer. I'm gonna have to tag out, man. But appreciate you taking my call, man.
Hey, I appreciate your support, man. That's Tony P. Nasty, man. I see you on the shout. Hey, I'll probably have a stout call later on tonight, so I'll see you on there, man. I appreciate your support, be dope.
Word, man. Later.
Hey, man, this is the scout call in. Remember, if you have that tag above your head, above your name in the chat box, you can definitely hit that link, and it'll bring you right into the show. I always love hearing the scouts. What's up with you? What's up with you, Phil? I see you, man. He says they shouldn't pay Dak and Coop. They should have paid Dak and Coop last year. He didn't throw for 100 yards and got. He says he didn't throw for 100 yards and got $62 million. Absolutely right. And think about this, Kirk. And also, they didn't win anything. Like, what I'm hearing is a bunch of quarterbacks that didn't win anything get paid. So why do y'all say that Dak has to win the Super Bowl and he has to win it with one hand tied behind his back in order for him to deserve the Super Bowl? And you have, in order for him to deserve to get played, and you have people getting paid 2 and 3 times and ain't won nothing. What has Kirk Cousins done in the league? What has he done? Nothing. He's done nothing in the NFL. Nothing. Like nothing. He hasn't achieved anything in the league. He's not even the best quarterback in his division. Like nothing. He hasn't done anything. Like, Kirk Cousins is literally, he is the best agent in all of, he up there. He up there, bruh. Him and Kyle Lowry got best agents because Kyle Lowry making like $27 million a year. And I'm like, what the? Yes, Kyle Lowry makes like $27 million. The guard from the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? If Ryan Tannehill is worth $31 million a year off of 12 games, what does Dak get for 16? What does he get? I don't know. George says these teams are overpaying these quarterbacks because they know they don't have any other choice. Well, guess what? Do we have a choice? I don't think we have a choice. That's a good point. And George, you know what, man? That's partially right, man. And you can't hold that on the quarterback. I mean, you got to hold that on the stock that's coming in. A lot of these quarterbacks aren't ready. Like, most of these quarterbacks that are coming in, man, because these spread offenses, you don't got to be in college, man. You don't got to be a really good quarterback to have a really good college season. You don't. All you got to have is have premier weapons. And then think about this. In college, you play, unless you're in the SEC, you're only playing top-level football for maybe like 3-4 games out of the season. And even out of those games, you'll probably play a core, maybe 2. Everything in college is get the ball to the playmakers as quickly as possible. That's why these guys coming in. And Patrick Mahomes said it himself. He said, "Oh, my mama." He didn't say, "Oh, my mama," but that's what he said. Patrick Mahomes said it himself. I didn't know how to read a defense until last year. Want to know why? Because in college, he didn't have to. He didn't have to. Anybody that brings up Cooper Rush, I need you to run your face into your hand. Like, anybody who brings up Cooper Rush, I will never read your comment on my show. Ever. Ever. Because I know that you're here to sabotage us. Anybody that's preaching Cooper Rush should be our starting quarterback or come in any conversation, he has never played in a full season game in his life, is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I don't care. Slap Dak in the face by paying Rush, though. It says slap Dak in the face by paying Rush, though. We haven't paid Cooper Rush. Y'all got to stop saying that. We didn't pay Anthony. We have not paid Cooper Rush. We tendered him. Basically, when you tender someone, basically what you say is you put a price tag in front of him and you sit him in front of the store and you say, hey, if anybody wants him, this is what you got to pay us for him. That's what we did for him. We didn't pay him, though. He does not have a physical contract. He can't even, nobody can have, I'm going to tell you guys, well, the league year just started. Well, and actually it didn't. It starts on Wednesday. Nobody has new contracts because the contracts won't start until Wednesday. The league day, the official new league season does not start until Wednesday. So as of today, nobody has a new deal. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just spoken. You know what I'm saying? But nobody has a new deal right now. What's up, baby? Yes, I'm doing a show, but just talk. My wife comes out here and looks. Thank God. It says thank you, bro. West Coast, my exact point. Even Goff got paid. Sucked in the Super Bowl. Exactly. Cussing trash box. Oh my God, bro. I've been saying all these same things. Has the best agent, better than State Farm's agent. He do, man. He do. You know what I'm saying? George says we don't, but we won't be overpaying. He says we don't, but we won't be overpaying for that. Yeah, I don't think we will be. Like 10 in 10 minutes. Let's see. That's absurd. Why not a quarterback? I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all got to put some comment. Hey, somebody said they wanted me to talk about, had a comment about something they wrote. I thought you were going to drop that back in the comment box, but I guess you didn't. Jeremy says we dig in a deeper hole by not paying Dak. He's not showing up to camp this year, and he's going to be asking for more next year. Well, I mean, it's not even going to get to next year because I don't think Dak's going to sign it. Like, I don't think Dak's going to sign it. I think if Dak holds out long enough, they'll fold just like they did with Zeke. Like, if anything, the math tells you right now, if you hold out Dak, you're going to get paid. Like, that's what it says. Like, that's what it says. But it sucks because, like, I'm pretty sure you guys sold yourself on that. Oh yeah, Tony P can carry the load if Zeke don't come back. What lie you gonna tell yourself if we don't re-sign Dak Prescott? You really gonna tell yourself Cooper Rush? What you gonna do? Go back and look at some preseason games? Yeah, good luck on that. So yeah, Dak got way more leverage. That his position has way more leverage than Zeke. How many quarterbacks have signed in the same year how many quarterbacks has been signed the same time after being tagged? I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no clue. Why don't you tell me? You know what I'm saying? But I know this, there is about an 82% chance that players that get signed in general don't re-sign with their original team. And Jadeveon Clowney was an example of that last year. You know what I'm saying? And then think about this. Teams are going to be less likely to trade for players who won't sign because just like Jadeveon Clowney, guess what? He did not give Seattle any type of defense, any type of discount. So think about this. Seattle gave up all those whatever they gave up for him. I forget what they gave up for him, but he didn't even give them a deal. He's still going onto the free agency market. So it's like they gave up those picks for a guy that only played 4 or 5 games for them. We got Niners signed D.E. Armstrong for 4-year, $85 million. So if I was Dak, I'll wait it out. I mean, that's basically the best option Dak has right now. That's what he has right now, but he has to have an event. If I'm Dak, I'm hoping that this this coronavirus cleans up too, because if I'm Dak, I need them to have that voluntary camp on the 6th so I cannot go. Because if I do not go on the 6th, then guess what? I'm officially in holdout scenario, and we can start talking some money. But if that camp don't happen, then guess what? I can't hold out from a practice that didn't happen. Bishop says we are not making good decisions. No, we're not. No, we are not. Buddha says Hopkins to did they trade him? Wow, I gotta Google that. Did they trade Hopkins? Let me see. Oh, he ain't been. Wow. Wow. They said we'll trade him before we pay him. Are receiving. Wow. The receiving wide receiver in the deal for David Johnson, source says. Wow. Wow. They're going to re-sign him. He worth it, bruh. Like, he worth it. He worth it. Damn. Hey, but you know what? Look at this. All the young quarterbacks are getting weaponed. Kyler Murray, weapon. Baker Mayfield, weapon. All these quarterbacks that kind of struggled last year, or they were kind of like ooey about, all getting weaponed. And the Dallas Cowboys are still trying to decide if we want to re-sign Amari Cooper. This is dumb, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I feel like I'm going to be doing a show that said Amari Cooper got signed somewhere else. I'm keeping it 1,000 with y'all. I just don't feel it, man. I just don't feel it. I just don't feel it, y'all. And it does look like they are trading him. It was just reported by Adam Chandler. At some point or another, we need to make better decisions. Yeah. Why start now? Shout out. He says, wondering what Coach McCarthy's thinking about this, worth coming to Dallas. I mean, he said he watched Dallas for a whole year, so he had to have known the shoe bam and all the BS that be going here. You ain't going to take a job without at least Googling them and find out how they be treating their employees, right? K-Head says, Watson and Dak get no respect. Wow. Dak don't have a weapon. Duh. No. Because right now, the only weapon Dak has under contract is Michael Gallup. Like, Dak has a bunch of old weapons. Like, he do. He got a bunch of guys who are trying to remake it in the NFL. Even if you bring Dez on this team, Dez is an older weapon. And then I love Michael Gallup, but bro, anybody who drops 11 passes, like 11, like come on now. Do we got what Kirk Cousins got? Thielen and Diggs? No, he don't. He don't got that. Like Watson, he had Hopkins and Fuller. Like, think about this. God dang, Kyler Murray, he got Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald. Like, come on, man. All right, I'm going to read a couple more questions and I'm out of here. He says, YouTube, It says sorry. I'm sorry for Watson. So Dak don't sign the tag, and another team offers Dak a deal. Well, if he doesn't sign the tag, he'll still be in place, but he's gonna have to hold out in order to get up out of it. And he'll be a free guy next year. We came to Dallas now. They're brazy if they don't sign Hopkins. Trade for Hopkins. LOL. He not gonna stay in Dallas. I feel the same way. Wow. Hopkins to Arizona. And that boy, he says, I bet if it was Tony Romo, they would have paid him. Matter of fact, Tony makes more than him, and he doesn't even play football. I mean, he does make more money than him, but just in all fairness, the Dallas Cowboys didn't want to pay Tony Romo either. Like, go Google Tony Romo's last contract. Jerry Jones' exact words were, this is a contract of faith. So, yeah, they didn't want to pay him either. They did not want to pay him either. All right, so, yo, man, I'm about to hop out of here, man. I've been on here for an hour and I've been on here an hour and 30 minutes, man. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking one. We got 84 people on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. We still got 20 people on. So we still got over 100 people on here rocking with us. So I just appreciate you guys. I've been on here for an hour and 30, man. And it's been a good show. I'm going to do a show later on today. This is just the beginning. Free agency is going to be a crazy day all day. So I'm going to keep you guys as updated as possible and everything, anything that's Cowboy related. And then I will do another show later on tonight. Most likely I have Boss Cowboy on there. And if I don't have Boss, I'll definitely have a scout stop by and say some of their words. But you guys already know, hey, all my supporters, I appreciate you guys. Remember, I'll probably do another supporter call later on today. If anything major happens, I'll give you guys the information first. You guys already know what it is. If you guys do want to become a supporter, all you got to do is hit that supporter tag, become a supporter right there on the page where you're watching right now, and it'll take you right in. And the only things it does is allow shows like this to keep on growing. Me and my boy, Producer G, got a syndicated show we're going to be doing on Tuesday night, a show that we're going to be trying to actually not necessarily sell, because I don't like that word, but we're going to be trying to, advertise it so we can get some sponsors, get it on Sirius Radio. So we're definitely 2020 trying to take this thing to the next level. And I just want to let you guys, for all those people, I think it's like 37 subscribers already. For those 37 people, I just want to let you know we appreciate you guys, because without this, it would not get done. Like, it would not get done. And I appreciate you. Adam says, great show, West Coast. So I appreciate you, man. Michael says, y'all stay safe and great show. Appreciate you. LOL and JJ, so horrible owner, and how can I subscribe? Hit that subscribe button right there. If you're on Facebook, all you got to do is hit that supporter button. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscriber button. Hey, man, wash your hands. That's all I'm asking y'all. Wash your hands. Keep your mind, keep your soul clean. Your hands be clean. It'll be all right. Hey, but you already know what it is, man. Never look down because the star's up. Hey, man, pay your quarterback. Peace.
Thank you for watching Antoine Woods.
Thanks for watching West Coast. Go Cowboys.
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us with Dallas Cowboy Scout.
Appreciate
My
it.
man West Coast from this buck.
Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know, it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
Did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?